Ladies and gentlemen, we are live. Welcome to draft day here on the ZLaner
WarzoneMania draft.
That's right, it's happening all night long. It's pucking alongside. We got the great Ant in the building, Mr. Anthony Wheeler, better known as Nameless. You watched him back getting his silver medal when he played for Envy. These days he talks about Call of Duty. Ant, how we feeling?
Feeling fantastic, man. I'm excited to see who these guys actually pick today. You know, we've been talking about it for the last week or so. There's been a lot of things going on Twitter, and today we'll actually find out.
Yeah, absolutely. In the bottom left, you may be familiar with that man. He's the head coach of the ZLaners, my former co-caster turned great leader here in the great state of New York City. Great state of New York City. You got that, John? John, welcome to the show, Mr. Bobble.
Hey, thanks for having me on, Chris. You know, I got my ZLaner sweatshirt on. It's the ZLaners tournament. We figured out our draft order a couple of days ago, and finally we got to see what kind of teams these guys put together from top to bottom. There's so many talented players in this tournament.
And then it was my first time working with this young man, but you know him on YouTube. He's a statistician, the calculator, the human calculator. We got JoeWoe, who's been running the numbers, getting ready for draft day, basically our in-house Mel Kiper. Mr. JoeWoe, how are we feeling going into tonight's draft?
I'm feeling good. I'm really interested to see what the captains decide to choose. Whether they're gonna choose somebody who's more fit with chemistry, connection, so they could be on the same host or whatever the heck the case is, and how it's gonna work with the snake draft. Those people at the beginning, I'm not gonna have so many players to pick towards the end.
Absolutely, great call. We'll be talking about that draft, and as we take a look at the captains, here's how things shaped up, guys, because we are going to have 19 huge names from the community and the competitive scene as captains in this one. They're going to each be drawing 2 teammates tonight, and they'll be competing in their trios at a TBD day. For now, though, we got to talk about the #1 draft pick there. That is Swagg, who got the lucky #1 seed. We got Symphony at the 2 spot, attached at 3. HusKerrs 4, all the way to Mutex at 5, and Nufo down at 10. But they're not alone. You know these faces. We've got 9 more for you. Taking a look at our second sheet, we got to talk about some of the ZLaners here, because you're going to see Zuma at the 11th spot and Clayster, the new addition to New York, there at #12, Revin.
Yeah, I mean, Clayster, you know him, you love him. Love to have this guy on my team. Finally, he won the World Championship last year. Hope we could bring another one to New York this year.
All right, Mrs. May representing the Facebook family. Got Bobby Poff, the King Scump, as well as Tifu in the building tonight. They will all be making their picks. And here's a look at the players they'll be looking to choose from. 38 players total here. And we've got everyone from multi-world champs like J-Cap. We've got Merc in the building here. Shaded Step, the Shirtless Wonder. J.R. Smith is going to be in our competition, as well as the now retired but always beautiful Enable is going to be competing for our $100,000 prize pool. So many big names here. Chat, I want you guys to tell me right now, if you had the #1 draft pick, this was your player pool, who would you be going with? I see a lot of people saying ZLaner. Where's Crowder? He's not in there. Unfortunately, Crowder had a schedule conflict. Don't worry, though, guys. We have plenty other people to fill out this list. Talking about the format, though, if you played fantasy football, you're pretty familiar with the snake draft. If you're brand new to a draft format, guys, let's break it down. We got 19 captains, 2 picks each. That equals 38 picks total. And we're going to start going from the #1 seed down to #19. But Tifu's that #19 spot. And JoeWoe, he's in a pretty fortunate position, because you got to think there's still going to be talent available at 19, and then also with his second pick at 20 as we go back down to Swagg for #38.
Yeah, 100%. I think anyone in the bottom half of the draft is going to be in a great spot to be able to get 2 top-end players. I think right where the cutoff is, right at 13, where Vikkstar is, he's going to be able to get 2 solid picks. As it starts to dwindle down, you start running out of players if you're picking in the first 12 or so.
Nameless, if you were in this draft, do you want the #1 spot like Swagg? Do you want to be somewhere in the middle like Zuma? Do you want to be Tifu at #19? Where would be your ideal draft position?
So I think it's different for everyone, right? So on one perspective, if you're like a HusKerrs or a Symphony, one of these extremely talented players, you can get one of your duos like early on, right? Like, so for HusKerrs, who I believe has the #4 pick, like he might be really happy with being #4 because he he can get, JoeWoe, a player he's won tournaments with, and then, get a fill-in player at the end or somebody that they're not too familiar with and just hard carry them throughout the whole thing. But for me, if I was in it, I'm not as good as HusKerrs and Symphony. So I would want to be towards the end where I could pick back-to-back solid players, and that way I can, have a great chance at going very far.
I like that strategy. Let's talk about some of the players who might still be available in that second round, Revan, especially for when we're looking in maybe the 30s range. If you were going to pick a dark horse for this event, who do you have eyes on?
Look, I got to go with my main man, Hydra. Not only is he a player for the Subliners team, this guy's just so talented. And we were just talking about how ping is going to have an effect here. We have 2 UK captains. So if you're one of those captains going down the line, Hydra might be a name that's still on the list. And he could do it all with any weapon, a sniper, SMG. He's just a beast on the sticks. He's got the skill to back it up. So if you're one of those UK captains, look for Hydra late in the draft.
All right, so Hydra playing over from Europe could be a great pick for one of our UK captains. You know what, guys? He's a young talent. Invest in him, doesn't matter where you're at in this draft. If you were going to pick, though, the single best player on Revan's board, it could be a captain, it could be a participant. Who is the best of the best in our $100,000 Warzone Mania event?
It's so easy to go with the captains for this one, and I got to go with Aydan. This guy, he's playing with the controller, going up against all these mouse and keyboard cheaters, and he's been dominating them for years. I got to put all my faith behind him. He's representing us as the console leaders. I have my faith behind him. Aydan, I think his team's going to go far. I wonder who he's going to pick.
He dropped a 60 bomb in a single game by himself against squads. The man's pretty darn good. I like that pick right there. Let's go to Nameless next, though, because I got to hear your dark horse, Nameless. Sure. If you're looking for a guy in that second round, maybe the second half of the second round, who do you got eyes on?
It's easy for me, man. It's Swagnificent, man. This guy's been playing for a while. My boy Nick, he's been grinding all the way since the blackout days. He's on early mornings just playing all day long, and he's played with a lot of these top creators, right? But what's interesting to me is I haven't seen him in a lot of these tournaments. So finally, he's going to get his opportunity to shine on the big stage here in a $100,000 Warzone Mania tournament. And one of these guys is going to pick him. I mean, they're familiar with him. One of the top guys is going to get him as a steal in the third round, and they're going to win. I'm calling
there
it.
You go. All right, well, Wags, I like that you cropped out your girlfriend. It was just you with that beautiful background in your image. Let's go over, though, to Nameless's #1 player in the tournament. If you had to name one player to watch for anyone who's never seen Warzone before, who's the guy or gal to keep your eyes on?
It's HusKerrs, man. It's HusKerrs, dude. #1 most earnings in Warzone. He's been playing Call of Duty for a decade now. I remember playing against this guy all the way back in Call of Duty 4, man. He was a search and destroy specialist back then. Now he's a battle royale extraordinaire. I mean, he plays on mouse and keyboard, which means he can do things that controller players simply cannot do. He's been dominating tournaments since the beginning of the game. Everybody wants him on their team for a reason, and HusKerrs is my #1 pick for all the things I just said.
I love HusKerrs. I love his bank account even more. He's been crushing it this year in 2020. Keep it going, buddy. He's always in the running to go deep, but I know we got JGod with a name that I did not expect to hear. JGod, you have a dark horse that you think could cash in as well.
Yeah, my dark horse is Shaded Step. He currently has over 1,900 wins, and I think he's a lot lesser known because he primarily has gone for wins and hasn't really competed a lot in these tournaments. But looking at those numbers, he wins 52% of his matches, and he's going to probably have more wins combined than his other 2 teammates. And he's the master of the helicopter, seat swap extraordinaire with the sniper. He's able to down it and then finish off the pick in the helicopter, which is pretty impressive.
I think all aerial kills should just give you a bonus point. Please fix that in the game, guys. Okay, let's talk about your #1 pick, though, because this had the internet kids so angry when you said it live. Say it again for us, the best player in the tournament.
My pick is Mutex. Like Nameless said, there's a lot of things keyboard and mouse players can do that controller players cannot. Mutex is probably the exception to that, in my opinion. He's just able to do things with pretty much any weapon. Doesn't really matter the loadout. If it's a cash app challenge, he's got to use a pistol. He's still going to drop a 20 bomb. It's really that impressive, and I think that's going to come into play, especially when you have to, rack up the kills. Any situation, it's going to come in handy. On top of that, I think he's just a good teammate. So regardless who he's going to pair with, I think the chemistry is going to be there. He's going to be motivating, keeping the morale high. And overall, I think that's why I would want him as #1, because that's basically he's going to be able to carry his team to that victory.
Hey, I gotta give a shout out to our mods who have been, I guess, auto-deleting everyone who is throwing tomatoes at JGod for his picks right now. JGod, there's been haters all over my feed, and I didn't share any opinions. So, Revan, let's talk a little bit about this. On our draft pick show, on our top 10 list, you guys listed mostly North Americans. Today, you're showing some love to Hydra as the dark horse, but how's your Twitter feed been? How are your emotions after all of these online bullying attacks, Revan?
Dude, I had the whole continent of Europe coming at me in my Twitter mentions because I didn't pick Juxi in my top 10. Okay, guys, maybe I made a little bit of a mistake, but come on, look at our player list. It's so hard to rank these guys 1 to 10. There's so much talent out there. You know, it just comes down to minuscule things when you're comparing one of these guys to another. So it's hard to make these lists. Europe, I'm sorry, but I will not take my comment back. The only good thing in London is Nando's. It's the only edible food.
Oh, man.
That's a hot fire right there, Revan. Picking a fight with all the fish and chip eaters out there. Watch yourself, man. All right, Juki's, of course, definitely a star to watch. In fact, I think we inspired him today, guys, because I was tuning into his Warzone practice, and the title was Grinding to a Top 10 Position in Warzone. The man's got something to prove, not to mention the $100,000 he'll be playing for. Let's talk a little bit about some of the other big names, though, because I had you hit the best player in the tournament. I had you hit your dark horse. But we have 38 participants that are in this pool for our captains to draw. Nameless, if you were a captain tonight, give me like your top 3, or at least who are some of the big names that you think can go deep and finish in the money.
So I think it's all about chemistry, right? So obviously these guys can have their go-to players, but some of the people that stand out to me are players like Rated, a player he communicates very well. He's been a pro player for years, and he's been lighting it up in all the Warzone tournaments. I mean, we've seen him go to the finals a few times with Vikkstar. He just got signed to 100 Thieves, so obviously his confidence is through the roof. A player like him, and then also a player like Biffle. Biffle is a player who's just capable of doing these wild things and putting up these insane performances. Somebody with that pop-off ability is definitely going to be someone that you want on your team, you know, when you're in a time constraint, like a couple hours, trying to put up some big games. He can go out rogue by himself and put up a 20-30 kill game and just set you apart from the rest of the pack.
JGod, I saw you put the abacus away right before we went live tonight. Talk to me about some of the big numbers in this event, because I saw on Twitter Frozone's bragging about that #1 kill spot on the NA servers. Who are some of the standouts when it comes to the stats?
Well, in general, I would say that Youngsters is one of those standouts just because he hasn't necessarily been able to participate in a lot of these tournaments because of KD caps. Most of them are set at 8. When you come in with the 7.5, it's hard to find a teammate that has a 0.5 KD and under. So I'm looking for him to show up really big, especially with no KD cap. You can pick whatever team pretty much based off the captains who's available. It's going to be nice to show, see what he does in this tournament.
Youngsters is always a monster. Also, guys, when you look at him, tell me if you see Squirtle, because we were talking in chat. If you were a Pokemon, who would you be? The chat named him as Squirtle, and I haven't been able to see anything different since like 17 Warzone events ago. We'll get to that man a little bit later. We're also going to get into all of the picks. For now, Mr. Ant Wheeler, Mr. JGod, thank you guys for joining the show. We'll let you go as Revan and I are counting down your top picks, starting with Swagg and the #1 pick after this. And we're back. It's the Subliners WarzoneMania draft time. It's Puckett and Revan, and we are going through the picks one by one, starting with the number 1 draft pick, Swagg, all the way down to Tfue at number 19. Then we're going back again for the second round. Eventually, they'll be playing trios. So tonight, each captain is picking twice. We got to start, though, with 90 seconds on the clock. We're already 10 seconds in. Swagg has the number 1 pick, Revan, and this is a tough spot because you're picking first and last.
Yeah, this is a pretty tough spot for Swagg, even though you have your pick of the litter. Just like you're saying, snake draft, when it comes back around to you, you're the very last pick when everything is all said and done. So I think if you're Swagg here, I think a safe pick is going after somebody like maybe a Biffle, somebody who you have chemistry, experience, just like how Nameless was saying, you know, you build with somebody who you can carry the team with.
Yeah, you want a little chemistry built in. Go with your gut here. I know we have Swagg. You just saw his image. Is the man ready to make his pick? 40 seconds remain on the clock. Producers, when we have him, let's bring him live for the number 1 draft pick of WarzoneMania.
There's a lot of pressure on this pick.
Is he here? There's Swagg Daddy. All right, Swagg, we're unmuting you right now, bud. All right, now I can hear you. You got 20 seconds left. Swagg, where are we going with the number 1 draft pick here in WarzoneMania?
Oh, man, number 1, it's a tough call, but I'm going to go with my boy Booyah.
Booyah! Unexpected, but awesome pick. Why do you love Booyah?
I run with him every single night. He's a beast, man. He's a 5 KD. He has 250 bombs under his belt, and that's my guy.
I love that pick. So does the chat. They are fired up. That was Swagg at the number 1 spot. Swagg, watch along because you are coming back at number 38. We'll be seeing you in a minute. On the clock, right underneath you see is a minute 10 remaining for Symphony to make his pick. Revan, before we get to Symphony's pick, tell me about this man. He's been a monster in every battle royale he touches.
Yeah, this guy's been a pro before. Like, if you watch him play, the guy's just unreal. He just has a sixth sense when he plays, even likes to troll a lot of the haters. Like, this guy's just straight beams. It's not fun playing against him, but it sure is fun to watch him play. He lands onto the map and just shreds everything in sight.
All right, you can see that was Swagg's pick on Booyah. Symphony about to make his first selection, and we're getting young Mason lit up live here from Los Angeles. Is he at the 100 Thieves compound? Is he in his bedroom? We never know. But Symphony about to make his selection. Whenever he's ready, we'll bring him on live. John, you have a prediction where he's going? Since Biffle didn't get selected, I don't think it's going to be Biff. Who do you think goes here?
I think he might go with somebody who he's played maybe some of the past tournaments with. Of course, just like we were saying, I know he likes to play with HusKerrs a lot, but he's also a captain here. So maybe you go after somebody like ZLaner. He's still on the board. There's still a lot of good players left, but
he's live right now. John, sorry to cut you off. We got Symphony with the pick. Who is it, bud, at number 2?
Can you hear me?
I hear you.
I'm out of time. Okay, I gotta go with ZLaner. Dude is cracked out. Oh. He's gonna carry me. He's nuts, dropping 60 bombs left and right. That's my boy. We're taking Z.
ZLaner. I love the pick. Symphony the legend just crushed that bit. All right, so we got ZLaner, who I believe is a Facebook superhero. He's been making his way into a lot of these tournaments recently. All kinds of folks are fired up for him. We're going to get our graphics together, but already Swagg went Booyah. I'm going to write that down on my sheet. And Simp is going to go with ZLaner. So we knew he was going to be good. A lot of people were arguing, why isn't he in your top 3 when we did our top 10 list? Big Z is going to be picked up, and the man most recently has been running the Kilo and the MP5. Non-stop, mind-boggling, high IQ, aggressive play to join the beams of Symphony. That's definitely on my teams to watch without a doubt going into the big one.
Oh, for sure. This is a deadly duo in the making. And look, ZLaner, he's been cashing out too. He's 12th in earnings in Warzone. He's won, what, like 50K? Looking to add a little bit more in this tournament to his bank account.
America's most handsome gamer is coming in at the number 3 spot. He goes by the name of Attach, and he used to be a subliner. Now, unfortunately, Attach was on the pre-show. He was on the pre-show. He's been hanging out with us for about an hour, but now his internet is out. He is gone. He hasn't texted me his pick. So as his former coach, John, I think we need to put the pressure on you with 5 seconds left. Who would you pick for Attach here at the 3 spot?
Man, I don't want to troll too hard for Attach. I'm going to give him a good teammate for the number 3 pick for Attach. I'm going to go ahead and pick Shaded Step. This was JGod's guy to look out for. He's one of the most on the leaderboards for wins. He has a very high win percent, so let's see if you could find one here with Attach.
He's got a reputation as a strategic, methodical player. The man sits at about a 4.38, and I believe it was 1,900 wins, something crazy like that JGod dropped on us. So the man knows his way on the keyboard and mouse. Is he on a controller? We'll find out when we talk to him in person when the tournament kicks off. Revan, the whole chat saying you through. This was a dark horse.
Hey.
They think you could have got in the second round. This you snooze, you lose, Attach.
Look,
or you win.
I definitely could have picked a better player, but that's what happens when you don't show up on time to pick your draft.
I like it. Going from the middle of your draft board. You weren't in Revan's top 10, Shaded Step, but you are in our top 3 picks, and you could be the dark horse of the tournament, according to the great JGod. That was Attach's pick at number 3, but up next, we have the number 1 man in the business when it comes to collecting that Warzone cash. The great HusKerrs is up next here at the 4 spot, and we're going to have him joining us live in just a moment. Where's the man? I'm looking at on that screen. There's HusKerrs.
I'm
He's
right here.
front and center. HusKerrs, you got the number 4 spot.
Hey.
How do you feel about this pick?
Fuck it, you can hear me, right?
Yeah, you sound great.
Okay. I mean, I'm feeling good. There's still so many good players. Pretty tough choice, but I'm definitely gonna have to go with my boy JoeWoe, because we won several Warzone tournaments together. We pretty much play together every day, so the chemistry is definitely there. So, JoeWoe.
Average JoeWoe it is. All right, so Joe is in the building with HusKerrs. HusKerrs, thank you for the number 4 spot. Excited to see this man. And Joe, thank you for filling out the questionnaire that auto-populates our score sheets here and all of our graphics. We'll get those filled out for you in time for the tournament if you submit your information. But this is a big win for HusKerrs. As he mentioned, a guy he plays with every single day, basically. You see him grinding on stream. Without a doubt, they're in my top 2 so far, right there with Symphony and ZLaner.
Yeah, they won Vikkstar's grand final together. So just like you've been saying, you know, early in the draft, you want to pick someone you have chem with. And fortunate for HusKerrs, not only does he get somebody with chemistry, somebody with a lot of skill as well. You know, that experience together is definitely going to carry them through this tournament.
Looking at our number 5 spot, that belongs to Mutex, and everyone in the chat is saying Mutex and Biffle, Mutex and Biffle, Mutex and Biffle. Do you think Mutex goes with Biffle here? Who would you pick if you were Mutex?
I mean, I thought Biffle was going to go first, so let's see who Mutex decides to go with.
All right, Mutex, I got to give a shout out to that hair, man. Best hair of the night on draft day. Where are we going with the top 5 pick?
It's a no-brainer, man. Biffle is an absolute monster. I'm going to have to go with that beast for sure.
100% we saw it coming. Mutex is going to confirm it live. Best of luck. We'll be seeing you for your second pick. You get number 34 on the way back. We'll see where he goes. So now with another 90 seconds on the clock, we go to our 6th seed, and that belongs to TP. He got pretty lucky in the hat game as I was drawing names to finish in the top 6, and there's still a lot of huge names on the board. Personally, I'm just looking at KD here. How do you go outside of youngsters is the question. But TP, this man's a former coach. He's a strategist. He's a mastermind, and he's played with everybody in this game. Do you think he goes with the break time boys? Is Mert joining the squad bubble?
I think that'd be a decent pick for Teep as well. I mean, there's so many guys that he could choose from. Obviously, you have that Chem with Joe, and it'd be fun to see the break time boys. But just like you're saying, how do you pass up on youngsters here? This is a guy that JGod was big on, over 7 KD. Like, that's just insane, man. And that's one of the reasons why you don't see him in a lot of these tournaments. He's pretty much the cap by himself.
All right, we'll see. Is TP available to join us live? We got 30 seconds left on the clock. There he is, the man with the most delicious voice in all of esports. TP, where are we going with your first round draft pick?
You already said it, man. I'm going my boy Joey D. Merc.
Oh.
We haven't been able to play a lot of Warzone tournaments together, so the fact that I have the opportunity here, the KD caps, everything like that, I got to go with my boy. Play with him almost every single day. I think we can kill it.
You know, I gave the title of Mel Kiper over to JGod earlier. I'm stealing it, guys. I'm 2 for 2 on these last 2 picks. There's a look at Joey D double fisting the Bud Light seltzers, getting ready in his MLG holiday sweater. I love to see it. You know it's going to be a great time when you watch BTB. These guys are going to be ready to put on a show for you. TP and Merc, the first 2 of 3 there at our trio in the 6th spot. Coming up next, we've got the man that you said is the best in the game. Aydan has the 7th pick of the draft, and a lot of people in the chat were saying 7 through 12 could be a power position in this one. If you're Aydan, though, where do you go after seeing the first 6 picks?
I mean, there's still a lot of names on the board that, you know, we were kind of expecting maybe to get picked. I know Aydan likes to play with ZLaner a lot. Too bad that guy already got picked, so maybe your first choice off the board. I'm kind of big on these youngster guys. JGod's been talking my ear off about him, but you still have Jukies in there. You still have Rated.
Yeah.
Even Frozone, I think, is a guy
and
who
Noobs
hasn't
I'm
been
looking
picked yet.
at.
So I think any one of those names would be a solid pick here.
Ooh, Super Evans on the board too still. I didn't even see that, but we got Aydan live to answer all of the questions. No need to hypothesize. So Aydan, at the number 7 spot, who goes in the first round? Hi, Aydan. Tell your dad I said hi. And then tell me who your draft pick is. All right, someone in his chat, tell him he's live. Tell him he's live and he's ready to make his pick.
He's ready to go.
We'll give him the extra 4 seconds.
I can't hear.
It's 2020.
You guys
We're
hear me at
remote.
least? You guys hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
I hear him.
You can hear me? Okay.
Thumbs up.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna talk. That's fine. There's a lot of heavy hitters on this list still, but I know my boy Super Evan drops numbers, so I'm gonna have to pick him.
Oh, I felt it coming. I felt the Evan.
You're
there
good
it
at
is.
this. You're good at this, Chris.
Thank you, man. I've done a few of these Warzone events in 2020. Blessed be my year. Let's go to Pamaj at the number 8 spot, the tallest human in our tournament, about to make his selection. There's some fantastic stats not submitted by Super Evan. Thank you for filling out your questionnaire as well, buddy. We're going to work on the professionalism thing. 8th spot, though, belongs to Pamaj. Great sniper. Can actually take the game pretty darn serious as well. But if you're Pamaj, are you looking to have fun here? Because there's guys like Legion on the board, or are you going to stack your squad right away?
I think you could do a little bit of both. There's still guys that kind of fit both categories there. But one thing we know about Pamaj, obviously a great sniper. So you might want to pick somebody who could run around it and be that bait for you. You don't got to buy a UAV. You could pick one here. So buy someone who could bait around you for the map and then get those clips long range with the snipes.
All right, do we have Pamaj available? 42 seconds left on the clock. Let's bring Pamaj in for his selection. I can't wait to hear this answer. I mean, he comes to MLG events. He plays as a part of the pink wall. Is he selecting another brick, or is Pamaj going rogue on us?
I am not going rogue. I'm going to go ahead with youngsters. I don't know how he could not be picked right away. That man drops 20s and 30s in his sleep. He's absolutely disgusting, and he's my teammate. Let's go.
Dude, you got youngsters at the 8th spot so far. That gets a double asterisk for me as the steal of the draft. Pamaj at 8 gets the man with the highest KD out of all of our participants in the event. Youngsters there, the beautiful man. He's been crushing it recently. You've seen him just dominate on everything except Nick Merck's tournaments because they make you have balanced KDs. And let's be honest, his is not so much. And we said at the top of the show, the man looks like Squirtle. That is like a full Charizard to me. The man's jacked during COVID.
Yeah, we were maybe a little bit off with the Pokemon prediction there, but this guy's an absolute unit, both in real life and on the map. We talked about his KD, but something that kind of goes under the radar is his communication. That's something that, you know, it's hard to teach somebody, and especially somebody who's not like a competitive COD player, just relaying that information, working well with others. That's also another thing that this guy brings to the table. And I'm excited to watch him play because JGod has been gassing this guy up like no other.
Absolutely. I mean, if you've ever watched him, you'll understand why JGod is so high on him. Let's go up to number 9 spot, and this is arguably a top 3 player in the game right now. He's been on fire throughout all of November, October, and more. We got Tommy from the UK, now representing LA as a part of 100 Thieves as their first side Warzone player. Tommy's on the clock. Tommy, how we feeling?
Not too bad, not too bad. I don't know how I've done this though, but I've somehow managed to get my teammate Rated, who recently got signed for 100 Thieves too, so I'm taking Rated.
He's going with Rated. The UK boys are going wild. Was this on purpose? Did you want someone from the UK? Are we going a full Euro team here?
Oh no, we both live in America, so we're set for the NA as a last teammate. But I just didn't think Rated would be left down this far as a pick, so I'm pretty happy with that.
Yeah, I feel like 2 top 10 players right there on the same squad. Tommy definitely in the running for the big $100,000 prize. And a lot of people saying Brexit in the chat. Get out of here, guys. We don't talk politics. It's gaming night. Up next, we got the 10 spot, and that belongs to Nufo. Nufo, she's been streaming COD forever. She's definitely a great entertainer, and she's looking to surround herself with some fantastic talent. Or do you go with like an all-lady lineup? We got Katie Bedford in the mix here. We've also got a lot of subliners still available with guys like Mac waiting to get drafted. Nufo coming in here with her first pick of the first round at the 10 spot. As you can see, Tommy and Rated will be the first 2 there for team number 9. If you're Nufo, Revan, what are you looking for in this event?
I think you just need to pick up somebody with a lot of raw skill. You look for somebody with a high KD. So I think maybe you go with somebody like an Exzachht might be a good pick here. I mean, you still have a lot of people on the board. Maybe you go with somebody like a NYSL who's got a 5.0 flying under the radar. Still a lot of picks on the board here. Let's see who Nufo decides.
Yeah, we'll let her answer live. What do you got for us?
I'm actually gonna pick Katie, the all ladies lineup. Well,
I
so
like
far.
this. That's going to be a lot of fun to watch. Do you think Katie has a pink headset too? Swagg does.
I hope.
The pink Astros. I'm still jealous. Benson had one. I still don't have one. Astro, let's talk about it after the show. Great stuff there from Katie Bedford. You saw her as the host of the Call of Duty World League, now has been a content creator and has been grinding out both GBs as well as Warzone. She'll be joining Nufo at the 10 spot. Coming in at number 11, though, is going to be one of the faces of New York City. We got Zuma on the clock next. His teammate Clayster is a captain. We know that his former teammate Attach is a captain. Do you say Zuma going for a guy like Hydra or Mac, or do you think he goes with some of the other names in our event here, Revan?
I mean, look, when you have your teammates in the draft pool, it's almost like an unwritten rule that you kind of have to go after them. I think either Mac or Hydra would both be great picks here, but of course, you know, the Italian Stallion, he's got some skills in Warzone as well. So even though he splits his time between competing and playing Warzone, he still has the skills to go deep here.
Yeah, and the man's pretty fast. If you need to clear the indoors, put Tommy to work. He'll get the job done for you. We've got Tommy Papa live right now.
What's
Tommy,
going
where
on,
are we going?
boys? You already know I'm going with Mac,
pick.
man. I'm going with Mac. That's my guys, my teammate, so you know I got to go with him.
What's so special about the Mac Daddy for anyone who hasn't seen him in Warzone? Does he still got the same skills?
Well, listen, we don't play much Warzone. You know, we got the CDL coming up. We've been grinding that. But, you know, he has a lot of talent. We have good chemistry. He's my duo. And I just think we're going to be a good little couple. So I'm excited.
Hey, man, before the show, Nameless was telling us he wants to coach somebody. So I think you guys should hop on Discord with Coach Nameless when you guys go live. That's Zuma and Mac representing the subliners as they will take their first 2 spots. A 3rd spot still to be filled, and Hydra could be waiting there in that 3rd round. We'll see if they go all NYSL. Revan, you got to be happy with that pick. That's 2 of your guys on the same squad.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And for those of you who don't know much about Mac, you know, he's still a fresh face to the CDL. We picked him up last year as a rookie, and, you know, the guy's just making waves within the scene. And I've played a couple of Warzone matches with him. His talent transitions over there just fine. I played with him, J.R. Smith, who's also in the draft, as well as Study, and he's just pure comedy. He brings a lot of vibes, great communication, and he picks up all the kills for me. What more could you want in a teammate?
All right, so Nameless actually in the chat is telling me he refuses to coach because he hates clipboards, but I think you'd make a great one day, Nameless. Whenever you're ready, Bobble can teach you the ropes. Let's go into the 12th pick because this is the world champion. In fact, 2-time world champion. He just got it done with Dallas and then moved up to New York at least to play for the subliners. We got Clayster, my birthday brother. Clay, where are we going here at number 12?
Hey, man, first things first, Nameless will never coach us, so let's go ahead and get that out of the way.
Thank God. Let's go. My job is safe.
Number 2, I can't believe he fell this far to me. I mean, this guy go back a long time. I'm picking Frozone. He's a beast at Warzone, one of the best Warzone players been past this whole year, and I'm excited to play this tournament with him.
I think he's #1 on the kills leaderboard. At least that was a fact 2 days ago, unless some hackers have passed him. Clay, I like that pick, brother. May 7th, all day, every year. Actually, just once a year. Anyway, let's move on. Number 13 spot belongs to Vikkstar. And this was a guy that I first got to know just as a YouTuber. I saw him way back in the Black Ops 2 days. And since then, Vic has been putting up world records and squads with the FaZe Boys in the middle of Warzone. He has been a full-time competitor, it seems. This has been his passion. Vikkstar has his former teammate Wars available. There's Juki still on the list. If I'm Vic, I'm going with UK talent here, right?
Oh, yeah, for sure. We were talking about it a little bit ago. You know, obviously playing in the UK, you're going to go for somebody who's close to you. Ping does matter. So those two players are definitely some guys you want to go for. I think Juki's is going to be a great pick, and I do think that's going to be the player he decides to go with here.
Vic is calling us live from the studios there at the BBC. Vikkstar, where are we going with the number 13 pick of the 2020 draft?
It is going to be my fellow member of the London Royal Ravens. We're going with Juki's for this pick.
Do you feel like the tournament's already over? Should we finish the draft, or do you guys have this on lock? I think we muted him. Sorry, Vic. I made it weird, but I love you. We'll see you soon. Here's a look at his pick. It's Juki's, the teammate. I love Juki's. The man is just chugging Red Bulls and laying down wins. You saw him today, fired up. He wants to prove to everyone, I belong on your top 10 list. I am a top 10, if not top 5 player in the game right now. Revan, our whole analyst team was sleeping on this man, but chat has been made sure to let us know that Juki's belongs on everyone's list.
Oh, yeah, I think we lit a bit of a fire under him for sure. And now we're matching the 9th overall in earnings and the 11th overall in earnings. Like, this is another deadly duo. And that's what we were highlighting before. There's so much talent. Like, you can mix and match all these guys together and put together some crazy teams. But these guys from the UK, they're looking to represent, and they're looking to go deep here and take their share of the 100K.
What's kind of crazy is Vikkstar also is going to get the 26th pick. So, I mean, Vic could finish his team with a super strong roster. That could definitely be happening. Okay, we went from Vikkstar at number 13. Now it's time to talk with the greatest of all time in the Call of Duty universe. Not technically in Warzone yet, but that's because he hasn't tried full time. We got Crim6 coming up next, and Crim6 is going to be joining the show live. Crim, no camera, but I'm told you got your pick. Where are we going?
I think I'm gonna have to go with Blast.
Going where?
Going with Blast. Blastful.
Blast. All right, there it is. Thank you so much. Crim6 making his picks, and here's a look at Live Blast, the number 14 pick overall in the tournament. The man was in the league last year. A lot of players liking what he brings to the table. I haven't seen him in Warzone yet, but Revan, you've seen him around. What should we know about Blast?
Yeah, Blast is obviously a search and destroy superstar, turned into a pro league menace. This guy does it all. Any weapon you put in his hands, like, he's got a bunch of talent. And this is a bit of a surprise pick for me, but obviously Crim building more for chemistry here. These guys know each other. They're going to work well with each other.
All right, that was Blast joining Crim6 there for pick number 14 of the draft. Up next, we have Mrs. May. You know her, you love her. She's one of the best gamers that I have seen on all of Facebook. She's been taking over the internet and especially my Instagram feeds these days. Mrs. May, you got the number 15 spot. Who are we going with?
Okay, why are you lying? First of all, the United Nations of the Maniac Squad chat would like to pick OP Marked as
OP Marked?
As part of the team.
I like it. Is it because Diesel wasn't available? Where's Diesel at tomorrow? I was like, geez, come hang out with us. Let's be honest. He's my number 1 pick overall.
Yelling at Hutch right now.
I love it. I love it. Here's the OP Mark. Let's take a look at this man. COD streaming for about 7 months now. He hasn't played COD, or he has been playing COD, excuse me, for 13 years. Reading is tough on a tiny screen. The AMAX and the SPR are his guns of choice. And he normally plays for wins, but has the skill and knowledge to play aggressive and versatile. I like that pick, Mrs. May. That's going to be our number 15 spot. She also gets the 24th pick, which is not very far away. Coming up next, though, we're going to Iceman Isaac, and this is a man who has been really making a name for himself with all the highlights again on social media. He's been playing in a lot of events recently after not being a household name at the start of the game, Revan.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, this guy also has such a beautiful voice. I love listening to him, and he's been competing in a couple of these tournaments here and there, slowly starting to build him up. I know in one of the past tournaments he played in, he played with Exzachht. Exzachht is still on our board here, and I think that's where I might be thinking he's going with this draft pick.
No J.R. Smith, huh? You're thinking Exzachht instead. Here's the mustache man himself, Iceman Isaac. Where we going here at number 16?
I really think you're onto something. My pick is going to be Exzachht. We've played in a lot of tournaments together. We play pubs together every single day. It's important not only to have rapport and talent, but the guy's like one of the most resilient, positive guys in the community. And he's right up there with Mutex in terms of hair, so he's my pick.
Oof. I like your hair as well. It looks kind of like mine, but better. When it comes to the mustache, though, how do you rate Exzacht's mustache? Could get better? Yeah, we muted him early. That's my bad production. I'll stop throwing you guys under the bus. Exzachht also couldn't finish his homework in time, but you've seen his gameplay. That speaks enough for the young man. Joining Iceman Isaac, a guy he games with every single day. Definitely going to be a duo to look out for in this tournament for Revan.
Dude, I'm just glad I got a pick right. I finally got one of my predictions correct, and I'm happy with that. You've been on a roll. I feel like every prediction you throw out there comes true.
Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good about this next one, too. We got Bobby Pop coming up, and I think the Pop has got Noob still on his board. I think also Wagnificent has not been selected yet. You got guys like Skies and Wars available as well. So up next, this is going to be a big decision for Bobby Pop because he's followed up by Scump and Tfue, and these are all strict competitors.
Oh yeah, now we're getting to a super important part of the draft because once we finish, we run it back around in reverse orders. So, there's still going to be a lot of talent, and Bobby Pop could put together a pretty dangerous team here.
Bobby, how does it feel to have the second best mustache in the game?
Oh, the second best? Who's the first?
Yeah, Iceman Isaac. He is a little wider.
Oh my God, bro. Jesus, I need what he's got. All right, well, I got my pick for you guys, and I must say, indubitably, we're going with Club Row. We're taking Big Rallied.
Rallied. I like this pick. Why
Rallied, baby. Let's go.
All right. That was Bobby Pop. Bobby, I love you. Thank you for the pick. Rallied joining Bobby. You've seen them before together. Now they are reuniting to get the job done. Getting cracked and getting hyper aggressive is my play style. And those are my favorite players to watch. The chat is furious, though, that Bobby passed on J.R. Smith.
Oh, yeah. I mean, JR was one of my underdogs coming to this tournament. The guy just brings pure vibes. But, Rallied is a guy that I guess we didn't really highlight too much, but his playstyle is really going to complement Bobby here. They're going to send it. You're definitely going to want to watch these guys if you just want to watch people get into fights. They're just going to run all over the map, take whatever fight they can. They never back down.
Shout out to Balroop Funny in the chat. They're going to pop off. Ha ha. Dad jokes all day here on stream. Let's go as we close out our first round of action. It's going to be two players, which we'll have back-to-back picks basically going into the second round as we complete the snake draft. Scump is up next. The King is on the clock, and he'll be joining us live. No Scump available right now, which means Uncle Revan is in charge. Revan, we've got Octane, Apathy, Zero, J.R. Smith, Wagnificent, Ocean Ops, War, Skies, Legion, Aqua, Enable, JCap, Doug is Raw. All these names still available. I feel like you got to do Scump justice. Otherwise, his fan base is just going to murder you in your sleep.
Exactly. I have to. I cannot disrespect the King here. I have to pick a solid guy for him. I'm going to go with Wagnificent for Scump.
Wagnificent. Okay.
Yeah, Nameless was hyping this guy up a lot, and, well, you sold me. This is a guy who doesn't really get his chance in a lot of these tournaments, but I always see him playing with some of the big guys. I know he's got some skill. Let's pair him up with Scump, the king of Call of Duty, and see what they can do.
All right, the chat is also furious that Scump did not pick J.R. Smith, but I feel like Revan making the safe bet there, going with Wagnificent for Scump's first selection. Scump, we hope you get in here for your second one. Otherwise, I'm choosing for you. Coming up next, though, it's our number 19 pick, and this man gets to go back-to-back. Tfue is at 19 and 20, and we were just told he also is unavailable. Revan, how do you feel about splitting this one? You pick one, I pick the other.
I think that's a fair choice. You want to go first or second?
Ooh, I think I want to go first here. because
That's fair enough.
I want to see Tfue playing alongside Doug is Raw in tonight's competition. Well, in the future competition, I should say.
That's a good pick. Doug is a solid player. I've seen this guy play a little bit. You know, if I'm on Twitter, I see his clips in there. He's got some skill. I think he's going to complement Tfue pretty well here.
All right, so I picked Doug. Who do we close this team out with?
This one's easy for me. I'm going to close it out with Noobs. Go ahead, seal the deal, sign them up. Tfue, Doug is Raw, and Noobs. That's going to be our first trio team solidified here for the tournament.
Yeah, and Tfue, you can go ahead and just send the Cash App to Revan and I. We'll DM that to you later. You are welcome, sir. We just stacked that team, and HusKerrs is furious. Bro, this team is OP, says HusKerrs in the chat. We did good, my friend. All right, so Scump is not here. That means we get to pick again at the number 21 spot. Chat, I feel like we should allow you guys to pick that, but I'm told by the producers we need to take a break. We were supposed to do an interview before I selected Tfue, so we will get to that in a moment. Brian, if you can say that one more time, where are we going? We're going to get Clay on. Okay, no commercial break. We got an interview with Clayster coming. I'm super pumped for this one. Clay's got to be fired up about his team so far. It's Clayster, the world champ, and Frozone, #1 on the leaderboard. Chat is telling us we have to put JR Smith on Scump's team, and I think they're onto something here, John.
I'll do it. I will do it. JR is my guy. I will gladly make that happen.
All right, we got Clayster. Clay, first off, we'll let you talk about your team after seeing everyone's duo through the first round. How do you feel you stack up?
Well, honestly, a lot of people fell that I thought weren't going to fall. I mean, I think Wars is still up there. Maybe I missed that one, but I'm trying to keep like a list going and stuff. And honestly, there's still a lot of big hitters. There's a lot of CDL pros, people that play in the CDL, a lot of grinders on here. So honestly, these teams are going to be pretty stacked.
All right, and Clayster, just so that I'm not alone on this one, we're supposed to be choosing for Scump next. Now, the chat is telling me there's only one man we can select. In
there
fact,
is only one man.
99.7% of the recent chat input has been JR Smith. You think this is a good pick here?
I think Scump and JR Smith on the same team is going to be comedy. I think that's perfect. I think you 100% need to pick JR Smith with Seth.
I feel like the decision was made by a group. It's not my fault. It's not Revan's fault. It's not Clayster's fault. It's
I'll take
not the
responsibility.
chat's fault. It's all of our win, guys. We're all winning right here. Clay, though, I know you've played in so many competitive tournaments for Call of Duty multiplayer. You've competed a little bit in Warzone. How do you feel about this draft situation coming into Warzone? I feel like it's something new, something fresh, and what's seeming to be getting a little stale.
Yeah, no, I've played in a couple Warzone tournaments, especially the early ones, the Code Reds and all that kind of stuff. And this draft is interesting because a lot of times it's like the KD cap, where you can't really have good teams put together, but having it a snake order like this and having it, you know, a bunch of good people all in this inside of this draft, I think it creates some dynamics that you really don't get in a lot of the other tournaments. So I'm really excited to get started on this Warzone tournament. I mean, I haven't played much Warzone, obviously, but that's why I got Frozone on the team. He's been grinding Warzone. He's going to help me out, teach me all the meta loadouts and exactly how to play in these tournaments because he knows a lot more than I do about Warzone.
The man's going to get you ready for WarzoneMania. Guys, that is going to do it for our first round of action. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, guys, we're breaking down the second pick as everyone completes their trio before the $100,000 event. Don't go anywhere. It's the ZLaner WarzoneMania tournament, and I'm Puckett, joined by Revan Bobble, aka Johnny, and we are going in to the second round of action. If you're just joining us, guys, we did our first round of the draft where our captains from 1 to 19 made their pick. But it's a snake draft, John, and now we get to go back the way we came, starting here at Tfue. You picked Noob's most likely to be his third on the trio team. Scump will be coming up with the next pick, but here's a look at some of the players who are left. Did anyone slip by the first round that you kind of expected to be gone already?
I think one name we could throw up there would be Wars. I think is a guy that definitely could have went first, but other than that, I think all of the usual suspects are off the board.
A lot of people in the chat are talking about the strongest team. Symphony and ZLaner would be huge. Doug is raw, just got selected to be on Team Tfue. And we'll take a look at our draft order as we go backwards here. It's starting with Tfue. We'll go to Scump and then Bobby Poff, Iceman Isaac, Mrs. May, Crim6, Vikkstar, Clayster, and Zuma will be the first 9 picks here of the second round of the draft. It's all trios here, so we'll finish with teams of 3. And if you didn't hear what I just said, here's a visual representation again of the snake draft. We've got Noobs on there. J.R. Smith is officially locked in. Chat, you made it happen. Scump, Wagnificent, and J.R. Smith are in the running for $100,000.
Now, listen, I actually played Warzone with J.R. Smith. He's gonna surprise you guys. The guy is a grinder. Every time I log on Call of Duty, JR is playing like nonstop, always on Warzone. He brings the vibes. He's got some comms. Might go rogue a little bit here and there, doing his own thing, but I'm telling you, he's gonna turn some heads.
I'll tell you what, if they win this whole thing, the team better rip off all their shirts and celebrate. We'll get you a parade here through New York City, JR. Let's go to our number 17 spot. We got one of the mini mustached men, one of the OG mustache men. Bobby Puff is coming back in hot here at the number 22 spot. Bobby, a lot of big names left. Where are we going to complete your team?
We're taking Almond, baby.
Oh, I like
That's a
that
good pick.
selection.
That's a good pick by Bobby Pop.
Very strong. Almond was a part of the Chipotle squads that won the very first tournament in the Chipotle Challenger Series. I feel like that was, what, February or March at the start of the year. That's when he first jumped on my radar. And since then, he has been crushing. You look at the numbers, the man is sitting pretty. He's got some fantastic KD, but also his win columns will keep him in the top 20, I believe. At least it was the last time I checked. Keep your eyes on Almond as well as Rallied and Bobby Poff, as that is a powerhouse trio, if you ask me.
I mean, every team needs a good pilot, right? Like, there's no better pilot out there than Almond. This guy's always in the chopper. Like, he knows how to get you positioning, and plus he's got the skills on the ground too with weaponry in hand. That's a really good pick from Bobby Poff, and I think him Rallied, like, that's such an aggressive team. Almond's gonna fit right in.
All right, I said this man has the best mustache in the game. He's coming back at the number 23 selection. Iceman Isaac has already added Exzachht, the guy who has been on his team almost every night. Iceman, who's your goose?
The goose to my Maverick. I'm surprised he hasn't been picked yet. He's got good vibes. He wants it probably more than anyone in the tournament, so I'm surprised he hasn't been picked. I'm picking up Wars.
Going Wars. How did Wars fall down at number 23? I don't know, but it's your win, Iceman. It's your win, Mr. Isaac. Here's a look at Wars. You saw him at the start of the game. He took a little break, but the man is back and he's ready to cash in big. Wars, representing the UK, has been running the Kilo Overkill MP7. Aggressive and smart, prefers a leader to follow. So who's going to be the bait? Is it Iceman? Is it Exzachht? You'll have to watch the action live to find out. That is a look at the complete team, our 4th completed team, but we still have 15 to go. And up next, we have Mrs. May, who kicked things off by selecting OP Marked as her first duo.
Yeah, that was a really strong first pick for Mrs. May. Looking at the board, I think you gotta go after some of the CDL talent here. Maybe you pick up somebody like a Slasher, maybe a Hydra who's still in there. A lot of talented players left, or you could also go after Legion for some vibrations.
I don't know. I would go with maybe a loudmouth. We'll let Mrs. May, though, weigh in and give us her official answer. May, who finishes out this trio?
I picked Apathy.
Apathy. Brian, I love this pick. One of the best human beings in the whole Call of Duty League. One of the OGs. When it comes to competing, this man has been around the game since the get-go. 10 years into the action. You've seen him at every single COD champs. He's aggressive, running overkill with the MP5 and Kilo. Fantastic addition to any team.
Oh, yeah, I coached Apathy for a little bit. Absolutely love the guy. Such a hard worker. We don't have enough good things to say about him. And when it comes to gameplay and COD, he says he likes to play aggressive, and he means it. He's going to be up in your face all game long, and he's really good with playing positionings while still being aggressive, kind of like bouncing from spot to spot, taking cover, and just gunning everything he sees.
I see the chat. I think I know where they would go with this next pick, but we're going to hear from the GOAT himself. He already went with the Call of Duty League player in Blast. Who will Crim6 add to his lineup? We're about to find out from the star from the Dallas Empire. Crim's without a camera, but we still got his voice. Crim, are you with us?
Yep. Can you hear me?
There he is. Crimbot, who is the pick at number 25?
I got Skies.
Skies. All right. All CDL lineup. Why Skies?
Just because I know he's good. I know Blast is good. We're all three of us competing, so the comms are going to be there, probably higher than any other team. So it's just a matter of getting back into Warzone. So,
Crim, are you super hyped?
Yes, but I'm also very tired. Very tired, Chris. I was on a helicopter.
I love you, brother.
It was a long day.
It was a long day. We'll talk about it later off stream. Much love. That was Crim6 joining us live from Texas. Joining him will be Blast and Skies to finish out the trio entering the $100,000 Subliners WarzoneMania event. Crim6 is all done. But up next is Vikkstar, and we already mentioned in the first round, he has one of the fiercest teams. Vic is joining us once again. This time it's audio only. Vikkstar, who's joining you and Jukies? Is there another Royal Raven still available?
There is not. This is a tough one right here because I'm not particularly familiar with everyone left on the draft. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go for a full UK squad, and we'll pick up Benny Central here. See how that goes.
Benny Central. Another content creator, lovable human, dominator in Warzone alongside Jukies and Vikkstar. We'll have to wait and find out when we go live. Benny Central, welcome to the squad. Love seeing these trios starting to be put together, Revan. What do you think about this lineup?
I think this is a beautiful pick from Vikkstar here. Of course, going with the all-UK lineup. These guys, I think they have the chance to be super dangerous here. I think Benny's kind of like an underrated player going into third round here, and I think he rounds up this lineup very well, assuming he could just come in, play his role, let Vikkstar and Jukies kind of do the heavy lifting and pitch in where you need to. I think this is a good squad.
Finners 1912 in the chat agrees, says best team. All right, Finners, I see you. I see Vikkstar. That was his pick, and you can see we still have so many more picks to go as we're rounding out all these trios. Up next, you just heard from him. Here he is back again. It's Clayster who made the first round selection of Frozone. Clay, I know you've been looking at your list. Who we going with?
Yeah, this is tough. So I think Zuma's probably going to finish it out with Hydra. So instead of picking my teammate, I'm going to go with Neslo. I think Neslo's a sleeper pick. He's a grinder. He's good at the game. Excited to get going.
Neslo, one of the old faces on TK, a guy I was commentating way back in GB Live events. He's been grinding both in the competitive scene and also in Warzone recently. You can catch his stream on a regular basis. What do you think about an OG joining up with Clayster again?
Oh, I absolutely love this pick coming out of Clayster. I think of the remaining people, Neslo has the highest KD. I mean, he's got over a 5. This guy's a straight up grinder. He plays nonstop, always on the sticks, always playing. You know he's going to be in tune with the meta in Warzone, and I think this is a fantastic player to round out Clay's squad.
I like that pick as well. It's time to get off of this sheet as soon as Zuma makes his pick. He's already grabbed Mac. There's no other subliners left available, but there's still guys like JCap, Slasher, Optic George is in the mix.
There is Hydra
still available. You're right.
There is Hydra.
There is Hydra left.
If he doesn't pick Hydra, we're going to have some words. Zuma,
are you getting a bonus this year? We're about to find out. We got Tommy joining the show live once again. Zuma, it's time to make your pick. Where are we going?
Yeah, you already know I'm going with Hydra, man. That's my teammate. Super talented. This guy's the next up and coming, and just excited to get the guys together. Me, Mac, and Hydra.
How's your French?
It's not too good, Chris. You know, my French needs a little bit of work, but luckily Hydra is working on his English, and it's actually pretty good. I give him a lot of credit. He's been working on his English the last year, and he speaks it very well. So shout out to him.
He's got strong hair game as well. You got the all ZLaner team. Revan, are you allowed to coach them?
I'm going to. I don't care what the rules are. My team is hosting the tournament, which means we make the rules. I'm coaching this team. These are my boys. Look out for them. This is definitely going to be a sleeper squad.
Get to the chopper. All right, that was our number 11 pick, who also finished at 28 with Hydra on the lineup. Zuma is done. Clayster is done. Vikkstar is done. Crim6, Mrs. May, Iceman, Isaac, Bobby Poff, Scump, and Tfue have their teams finished. But now we still got to go on with their top 10 draft picks, now coming in at the 29 to 38 spot. And up next is Nufo, who picked Katie Bedford as her first round draft pick. So Nufo, who is going to join as the third on this lineup?
I'm not gonna lie, I was gonna pick NYSL, and now I don't know who's left in like the draft to pick.
All right, I'll give you my order. I got Enable, Aqua, Legion, Octane, Zero, Tiny, Optic George, Slasher, JCap. If you're watching the stream, I just put it on the board for you.
Okay, I'll go with Legion.
Going Legion. Laquan has never seen a cooler team than the one he just joined. Legion, one of my favorite content creators, also the voice of Country Greg. His new holiday album coming out soon as you get your holiday sweater on and you get around that fire with your hot chocolate. Legion gonna go have some fun with the ladies in this one, fighting for their piece of the $100,000. He just cashed in on a tournament recently. Revan, is he gonna be the team captain, team leader, or just their most entertaining player?
Definitely their most entertaining player. This is going to be a fun squad to watch. All these guys, they bring a lot of energy to the table, so you know they're going to have fun with each other. I'm excited to see. I don't think they're going to make it too far in the tournament, but I'm just excited to see them play. I think it's going to be a fun time between all three of them.
Shout out to Wheat Freeg in the chat, the queen for the princesses. Okay, that's what a team name right there. We got Tommy at the number 9 spot. He already locked up his duo from 100 Thieves, rated to be his first selection. Now at the number 30 pick, who finishes out? Team Tommy.
It's gonna have to be the man Enable. I think he'll fit in our squad nicely, and I'm pretty happy with the team we got. So yeah, take Enable.
He can go rogue. Are you nervous about that at all? I mean, look at his hair.
I mean, that guy's got it all. You know, multi FPS champion. He's got it in Warzone. We're set.
I love it. Casting him since he was 15 years old over in the Halo universe, made the transition to Call of Duty so easily. Dominant 2 years ago, decided to hang up the sticks for the competitive scene, but he's still looking to make some money alongside Tommy and Rated playing Warzone. Revan, what do you think of this pick?
I mean, one thumb, but no problems, right? This guy's just been dominating the FPS scene for a while now on the competitive side, and I was actually a little bit surprised about this pick. I thought they were going to go with Zero, a guy that they're really familiar with, played with in the past, but Enable's still by far and away a solid choice. I mean, the talent, we could speak on and on for him. You saw him compete in Halo. We saw him compete in COD. This guy can do it all.
The Gentle Giant is back. Ignore me, I was looking at my dog. We have Pamaj on the clock with 90 seconds to pick. He's actually down to 55. So Pamaj, I know you've been looking at the player list. Who are you going with to close out your trio here at number 31?
I'm going with Octane. I'm 1000% going with Octane. He needs to be on my team 100%. Right now at this moment. Yes.
Why do you need Octane on the squad? You already got youngsters. Isn't this too much power?
It's just like, you know, Octane got them vibes, you know, like when you're going late into these tournaments, like you can't be upset at each other. Like Octane just seems like the guy like you want on your team, straight up. He's the vibes.
I love it. There you go. That's going to be Pamaj, Youngsters, and Octane coming in as Team 8. Now it's time to go to Team 7. Aydan already selected Super Evan. Now we've got just 7 picks to go, as we'll have Aydan joining us here shortly. Aydan's chat, let him know he's about to talk to us live. We've got Aqua, the Ocean Ops, Zero, Tiny. We've got Slasher, Optic George, JCap, and Slasher still on the board. Aydan, where are we going?
All right, listen, everyone that's watching right now, I'm gonna give you like a warning. All right, cover them ears, because I'm about to get hyped for our third. We're taking J-Cap. Let's go! My boy J-Cap.
That's pretty
We're winning
impressive.
this, baby. Yeah,
I love that.
That's
what
how
a
confident I am.
celebration already. Aydan guaranteeing some cash with the two-time champ at the helm. Revan, what do you think about adding old man Cap to your squad?
You can't go wrong adding Cap here. I had the pleasure of coaching this guy, and he's just the COD god, right? He's the GOAT for a reason. Describes his own gameplay as cracked. That is not how I would describe it, but this guy knows what he's doing when it comes to COD and everything in between. Such a strong pick. I think the remaining players, he's definitely one of the stronger picks.
I got first introduced to J-Cap back in Black Ops 1. He was a monster then, still a monster on the sticks, and without a doubt, the best fantasy football commissioner of all time. J-Cap takes the belt. So J-Cap is off the board, and I honestly thought that's who TP and Merc might be looking at. Octane also recently gone. So where will the Break Time boys go next? That's what we're about to find out, as TP is going to be joining the show. Revan, I have a feeling they're looking at Slasher. They're looking at Optic George. Maybe even... I think it's got to be one of those two. Let's find out from TP. I think we got him live right now. TP, where are we going?
What's going on, Chris? I'm going to go ahead and go with Slasher, one of the GOATs of Call of Duty, man. I think a team like this, me, Joe, Slasher, we're going to be in a good spot.
I love it. Fantastic selection right there. Don't get in a fight, okay? All right. They're still looking at Austin Lidico. He's one of the smartest guys in the Call of Duty League. He's been on top since he entered the competition. And honestly, I feel like this is going to be a safe bet. You know what you're getting. The man is not going to lose a long-range gunfight with anyone's AR.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I'm surprised it actually took this long to get Slasher off the list, but putting him paired with some of these veterans of the game, it's a smart choice. It's a great pick from TP here. Slasher is going to put on and drop numbers.
Absolutely. Nameless just asked, did Wagnificent get selected? Nameless,
a while
believe
ago.
it or not, we got to choose for Scump. So not only is Scump playing with J.R. Smith, but we also stacked his team with Wagnificent. So he will be joining Team 18. You're looking at the board, though, and there's just 5 more players to go. We'll show you that list here in just a moment, but we got to load up our number 5 spot. It's Mutex, who had a top 5 pick. He was so happy to see that Swagg did not grab Biffle. He locked it up there at number 5. Now we find out who they finish off this trio with at number 34. It looks like Mutex is good to go. Where are we going with your pink shirt?
I am going with the solo squad veteran, Mr. Exzachht. I think he's going to solidify this squad to a W, so this is about to be really fun.
Exzachht has already been selected by Iceman Isaac.
No,
I hope you
my
got your
heart.
board up again, buddy. You got to try again.
Oh, that's so tough. Okay, so who's left then? I'm sorry, I kind of lost track of who's left.
No problem. I got Ocean Ops on my list. Tiny still available. Optic George. I'm scrolling on my tiny screen here. Aqua as well. It's on your screen. Thank goodness we have an awesome production team. Zero still has not been selected. Optic George, Tiny, Zero, Aqua, and the Ocean Ops.
I think we're going to go with 0. Yeah, we're going to go with 0 for sure.
There it is. I hope I didn't influence that, Mutex. That was all your brain, right? None of
No,
mine.
he's an absolute monster. He's been dominating Call of Duty for a good time now, so 0 is definitely a great pick.
Hey, man, appreciate you. That was Mutex at the number 5 spot with Biffle. He brings in 0 with one of the final 5 selections in the draft, and I feel like that is a steal to get a guy of his caliber this late in the game.
Oh, for sure. There's nobody as versatile as 0 that's left in the draft. You talk about any role, any gun. This guy has ran it in the professional scene at the top level for years. A main AR, an entry SOG, a sniper. Any gun you put in his hand, this guy can drop numbers. Getting him this late in the draft is a steal for Mutex.
Okay, HusKerrs and Average Joe, the duo, were at number 4, and HusKerrs is going to come in to close out his trio. Which of the 4 remaining are we going with, HusKerrs?
So we have Jorge, Tiny, Aqua, Oceans, and who's the last? Or is those 4, right?
Yep, you just named all 4.
Name them all, yep.
Okay. That's tough. I think I'm gonna go with Optic Jorge.
There we go.
I've seen him drop
to the squad.
bombs.
There you go. The content creator, entertainer. Hitch Carrier joins Team HusKerrs, and he's putting everyone on his back. Let's see what he can do here in the $100,000 tournament. I love the pick there as the Team Summertime boy is joining up with one of the most powerhouse duos in the competition. We got 3 picks left. Has Attach woken up from his nap? Did we fix his internet? I believe Attach is actually here alive, and last time we picked Shaded Step for him. So now let's go to Attach to find out who he closes out his trio with.
I got the internet issues fixed. Thank you guys for the pick. Shaded Step's a beast, but I'm gonna have to close it out with Aqua.
Aqua? Why Aqua here, Attach?
I mean, he's been good at every BR, and he's always played Call of Duty. Now Warzone's in COD, and he's just naturally disgusting at all BRs. So I'm excited to play with Yuli.
If you guys don't know who this man is, go back and watch Team Revenge versus Denial. That was another World Championship Clayster one, by the way. You can check that one out from the Advanced Warfare days. That's when I first heard of this young man, and he has been a beast ever since. SMG, AR, he can do it all. I hope he busts out a sniper from a helicopter for us here in the Warzone event. $100,000 up for grabs, and Attach has himself a very solid squad. It's time to go down to our top 2 picks here, and it's about time to find out where are they going to land. We've got Tiny left on the list. Who else? I'm looking at my list and I'm panicking.
The Ocean Ops.
The Ocean Ops. There it is. Tiny and Ocean Ops as our 2 remaining players. Let's go to Symphony out in LA to find out where he's going.
Wait, can you hear me?
Yeah, I got
Hello? Dude, I don't know who to pick. I think they're both good. I don't know. I'm looking at their VODs. Oh no, I'm scared. How much time do I have? 30 seconds?
You have 30 seconds. You have 30 seconds. Don't panic.
Okay. I got Z, so that's already a big pick. Okay.
Yep.
Hold on. Okay. Oh, they both seem like pretty good. I'm a little bit nervous.
That 30-second VOD review. No. I like this.
He's scrubbing through the footage.
Oh no. I actually don't know who to get. I think they're both like maybe like even picks. Okay. Okay, Ocean has been a sub to me for like 20 months or something. I'm going with the boy. I'm going with Ocean.
There you go, guys. You can buy Symphony's love. It's official. At the number 37 spot, the Ocean Ops is going to be joining Young Symphony and ZLaner, a powerhouse trio. I think they can get it done. Rush and play safe. That's kind of contradictory play style. A Kilo is one of his favorite guns, and he is joining 2 legends there with ZLaner and Symphony. That means Tiny is going to be joining Team Swagg. Is Swagg available? Are you still with the Swagg Daddy?
W.
Easy. You got the number 1 pick with Booyah. Make it official for us. Can you please say, with the number 38 pick of the 2020 draft, I select...
Hey, with the number 38th pick, we got Tiny. I know Tiny. I've known him for a long time, like just around the scene. He's nice. I'm excited.
I'm excited for you, man. How you feeling about your squad, Swagg, as you stack up against everyone else here to compete for $100,000?
It's good. It's awesome. This was fun. I love seeing all the picks, man. I was really shocked at some of the picks, and some people fell, and some people took people early, but it's cool, man. This is dope. I'm excited.
I'm excited for you as well. Make sure to check out Swagg's stream as well as everyone else when this tournament goes live. Revan, I gotta say, this was a ton of fun to host as well. Looking back at all of the teams, we got to do a quick review of everything. When you look at that map, that breakdown there, for me, I'm definitely looking at Vikkstar. Vikkstar at Jukies with Benny Central could be really fun to watch. I feel like I picked a super strong squad for Tfue with Doug Israel and Noobs. You're welcome, Tfue. There's so many. Tommy rated an enable. Where are you going in this one?
Honestly, I'm on board with you. I'm looking at Tfue's squad. I think they're overall just well-rounded. You have talent from top to bottom. I think these guys can go deep. Aside from them, I'm excited to see Iceman Isaac's squad with Exzachht and WarZ. I think both those lineups can really go deep here.
All right, let's bring Zuma on here in just a moment. We got to get the subliner's thoughts. Zuma is available right now, I'm told. So, Tommy, how was the foosball game? Did you win?
Oh, I'm always winning foosball. I'm a foosball champ, baby.
Let's talk about the draft. You were watching the show. You saw all of the squads. Who do you think is going to be in the race for the big money?
I think Tommy's got a good team. I think Tommy, Raiden, and Enable make a good squad. So I think they're going to be a team to beat. There's obviously a lot of people that play Warzone a lot that I don't know of, but you know, there's a lot of good Warzone players here, and it's a lot of great teams. So I'm just excited to get going. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun, and I think this is really cool what we're doing here. So I'm excited.
Awesome stuff. Shout out to the production team at Esports Engine and Andbox, the best of the best. One of the coolest tournament formats we've seen with one of the biggest prize pools in Warzone. $100,000, part of the Subliners WarzoneMania. Bobble, final thoughts before we close out the show.
I mean, top to bottom, we have a lot of stacked talent here, a lot of great teams. It's going to shape up to be one of the best Warzone tournaments you've ever seen. You do not want to miss this.
Chat, let us know, who do you think is the best team? And also, if you haven't already, drop a follow on the channel, whether you're on Twitch or YouTube. We will catch you live when this action kicks off. Stay tuned to Andbox, the Subliners, and so much more on social media for all of the official details. For Brevin, for our producer, Mr. Brian Baldomero, and everyone behind the scenes, thank you for joining us tonight. I love you guys. We miss you, Call of Duty faces, and we'll see you with the biggest tournament of the year.